welcome back to the Group Chat Goes Live. You're here with Kalima.
And Nicole.
And Chris.
I'm Jack. This is our podcast.
Okay, so we're back today. Hope you guys are returning. I hope you guys enjoyed the first one, and I hope you guys are here to stay forever because you will get a weekly dose of us every week.
Every week?
That's what weekly means. Duh. Just repeated myself. But anyways, make sure you guys have your snacks. We have lots of stories to tell today. We've got lots of things to talk about, but I thought we should give a little update, like what's going on with us, and then we can get into today's activities.
How have you guys been?
Been good.
Okay.
I've been tired.
I'm tired too, girl.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to retire. I don't know about y'all. And y'all know the crazy thing? Like, they keep pushing this retirement age. And
Bad.
it's really,
It keeps going up and up and up.
I'm just
I
like,
am
stop.
mentally already exhausted, overstimulated, stressed. Like, I don't know. Like, I know our parents worked hard when they came to this country,
Yep.
but I just don't know how they did it.
Yep.
And then they raised kids young.
Yeah.
And I'm 26. And my parents were already parenting. And I don't know, even to this day, like, I'm not gonna get there. It's just not gonna happen.
I can't imagine raising 3 kids at 21. Fuck no.
I can't imagine going to work and then coming home and your child is like, Mom, I have a diagram to draw. You better fit. You're just going to fail.
No, but actually, even though I'm not a mom, I'm an older sister, and
Yeah.
that is my life right now.
Oh my god.
And that every time I get that taste, because it is ridiculously bad with a freshman and an 8th grader. With the, oh, I have a project. Oh, when's it due? Tomorrow.
And then you don't even have the stuff for it. So then
Got
you gotta go
nothing.
make a store run.
I used to do this to my mom, like, hey, mommy, I have a project due tomorrow. I know it's 10 p.m., but can we go to
10
Walmart?
p.m.
No.
is crazy. I would do it like when I would get home. I'd be
Nicole,
like,
yeah.
no.
I was your mom. I would just tell you that
You're
you're just going to fail. You're
She'd
just
beat
gonna
my
fail.
ass, but she'd help me anyways.
That's me. That's the energy I'm giving. I'll yell at them, and I'll be like, there's no way. Give them a little lecture. And then my mom's on the side like, no, but you need to help them. Like, it's okay. Like, they're just kids. No, they're not.
No, they need to know
'Cause
what
when I was
time
their
management
age-
is.
when
I had to do it by myself.
yes, dude.
Yeah.
My parents used to be like, no, you need to help your little brothers. Like, they don't know what they're doing. They need your help. And I'm like, when it was me, I was doing everything by myself. And I didn't
Yup.
ask for no help. So why can't they do what they need to do?
Exactly. And
Anyway.
that is the first taste of parenting, especially as like children of immigrants too. I feel like
Yeah.
you really step into the role of a parent sometimes,
Especially if
as,
you're
as an
the older
sibling.
sibling.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Even though my older sibling's kind of useless. Love you. Love you so much. But he wasn't very helpful. Like,
Damn.
he's such a wonderful brother, but
Yeah,
he wasn't. It was always me. Like, I was the automatic,
the-
like, you know, older sibling in that sense. Love you, though. Love you so much. Anywho, I'm ready to retire. I recently actually just started a new job.
Ooh,
And-
tell us about it.
Yes.
Well,
it's-
what you
I've
can.
completed 2 weeks so far. So far, so good. It's just like, okay, one of my previous jobs, I spent 3.5 to 4 years there, and I was the bomb.com at everything. Like, you could
Yes,
ask
she
me about
was.
any department. I was on top of everything. Like, you could ask me anything, and I was literally the go-to. Like, one of the inspectors that would come, she called me the GOAT. Like, literally. And that's such a-
GOAT.
Yes, the GOAT.
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. Yes. I was just that well versed, and I knew everything like in the back of my head. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't need to look anything up. And now I think I've set like this high expectation for myself whenever I start a new job, that when I get somewhere, you know, people are 20, 30 years ahead of me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like I already want to be on that level. So I've kind of being hard on myself, and I'm like, oh my God, like, girl, you need to catch up. Like, you need to learn as much as you can. But I'm also like, you kind of need to take things one step at a time, because you don't want to take a big bite and you're rushing into things and maybe you're not learning it right. But
Yeah.
I have a good people. I have a good team, and they're very supportive and they're very helpful, and they've been guiding me and steering me in the right direction. It's just I'm over it already. Like, it's very nice, but I don't want to work anymore.
I feel that.
And I'm just over it.
Honestly,
And
you just have to just do enough, but don't accidentally become important at work.
Yeah.
That is what I have
that was
learned.
the problem with my 3.5 to 4 year job. I did way
Became
too
important.
much. And yes.
You had too many horror stories. I remember you would
Yeah.
always say you're so
Yes.
stressed from that last job.
Oh my God.
Well, you
that job
also
was
you took
crazy.
up a lot of jobs that weren't even yours.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
and
that
job
was like the big thing.
Oh my God. So okay, let's just start with backtrack real quick. So previously to that job, I worked at another plant, and it was food manufacturing. So I started as a quality technician, and I did that for a little while. And then my supervisor there got a manager job at that other job that I stayed for a long time. And so she was like, I want to take you guys over there. And I was like, okay, that's great. So it's me and my other friend. And so we went over there, but I told her, I was like, hey, like, it was April of 2022, and I was graduating in a month. And I was like, hey, like, I'm in school for marketing. Like, I'm going to have a job far, far away from here, and it's not going to be at the one you're taking me to. She was like, it's okay. And I was like, you know what? I want to go for you because I really, really liked her, and I wanted her. She was like a very sentimental person, and I wanted her to have some support starting a new job because, you know, I can understand that because I've been in that position before, and, you know, starting anything new is kind of scary. Intimidating. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to come with you for that first month, but just know, like, I'm not going to stay forever. Like, I'm gonna leave after that. And I ended up liking it, and I went in there as a quality technician too, and it was really fun. And I think I really fell in love with the people, and I'm very, like, motivated by having good people around you at a workplace, because I feel like I tell everybody this, like, you're at work more than you are at home. So I need to have a good group of people around me that you're gonna have fun with. You know, you're gonna get your work done, but you want to have fun, and, you know, you want the day to go by.
I think it's crazy that the greatest things always come unexpectedly.
Exactly.
Like, it's always like what you least expect. You're like, I'm just gonna give it a chance or whatever. But this isn't really what I was looking for, but I'll try it out. And then it ends up being like exactly what you needed or what you were looking for without even realizing.
Yes. And you know what the funny thing is? Like, the first weekend I was like, this is not for me. I'm not gonna like it here. This is such a weird environment.
You start overthinking it. Yeah.
Yes. And so I kind of
self-sabotage.
Yes. Too. So I was kind of doing that at this current job that I'm at. But then I was like, no, like, girl, you've aged. You have wisdom in your brain now. Like, you know, you've been through this before where you were like, oh no, like, I don't like this a week in, and you realized you loved the place. So I was like, you have to give this place a chance, you know? And so, yeah, that job was crazy because I was a technician for a little bit. I think it was like 3 to 4 months, and then they were like, the department was kind of all over the place, and they didn't have management for a while. So my manager, she needed a right hand person. So then I became an admin. So I did like paperwork related things and just filing and kind of getting things ready for an audit that was coming up. And then later that year, we had a director that was hired on, and then he was like, girl, like, you are doing way too much for what your title and your position is. And so he was like, you should become. I don't want to name that. You should become. He basically promoted me to a different position that kind of entailed the things that I was already doing. And then come to find out later, like, everybody in my department that was in management was useless and lazy, and I was pretty much the bomb.com at everything. So I kind of handled. And the reason why, like, I think I wouldn't have done this, and if the people that worked for us in our department, if I wasn't so close to them, because I was so close to them, and I wanted them to be, yes, for them to be prepared every day, for them to have, yes, to have
what
all
a
the resources.
team leader!
I
know, literally.
That's why they're mentality.
Yeah, because if they slacked, then that meant like they weren't going to be successful to do the things that they needed to do on their day-to-day tasks. So I was like, I'm not going to let them fail. And a lot of them, I've had become so close to them. Like, to this day, I still talk to them. I go to their baby showers. I go out to eat with them every once in a while, and we catch up. And yes, I love them so much. And I think that experience, like, ever since then, now that I go to other jobs, I try to find that same experience with people, and I can just I've realized I'm never gonna find that again. Like, I'm so glad that I've created a relationship with them outside of work, but knowing that I'm never gonna find that in another job is kind of disappointing. And I think the same way that I hold myself to high expectations of learning everything and being on top of everything and being good at everything that I'm supposed to do, it's like I'm also looking for that people aspect, and I know I'm not gonna find that again, and I just have to be okay with it, and that sucks. But I do have some horror stories, actually.
Like, let me get down to the nitty gritty.
No, yeah, but I feel like I have like the opposite experience with that, because like you're saying, like, you had such a great experience that you're afraid you're never gonna find it again. I feel like I've had such shitty experiences that like every job terrifies me now. Like, I just think like everything is going to be so bad, and now I feel traumatized. I can't like
understandable,
unemployed right now. No, but when I did, like, all the jobs that I worked, like, they've all just ended so bad, or like something really bad has happened. And now every time I'm like considering a new job or like any career, like, I just can't even think about it, because I'm like, dang, this is every experience is gonna be so bad. War flashbacks, literally. And everyone's like, no, it's just in your mind. And I'm like, but that's the experience.
Yeah,
the feelings linger.
Yes, it really makes or breaks like what you're gonna do next. And I think and I don't know, it really does linger.
So my first job, I got it, I think, my senior year of high school, and I didn't even want a job. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bum. But my younger cousin, she had got a job before me, and I was like, hell no. hell no. I'm older and I ain't got no job, and you got a job. I'm finna get a job. But my grandma used to go to this restaurant all the fucking time, and she was like, "You can go get hired over there." I'm like, waitressing? I have to talk to people?
that you wait. You did.
Yes.
You
Oh my
waitressed.
God.
She
And
waitressed.
I was such a quiet person. I'm like, I have to talk to people, and I don't want to do that. And I was like, I don't want to do that. My mom was like, no, come on, let's go ahead. So we headed to the store, and then the first question was, what days can you work? And I'm like,
When do I want to work?
and I'm like, oh, I can. You're not gonna ask me any other questions. I was so like, my heart was pounding. I was like, he's gonna ask me questions. I watched videos on how to answer stuff.
yeah. The
and
interview
it's
process.
just it was just like a small restaurant for waitressing, and it was okay. I didn't like it. I mean, I have horror stories for sure. It was in a richer kind of area, so a lot of people would come in there, act real prissy about their food, and I'm like, oh, and it was just so torturous. I remember, like, I was working there for how many years? I don't know, like 3 years.
It was a good chunk of time.
It was, and then towards the end, I would literally cry before work because, like, you have to kiss people's ass to make a living. Because working off of tips is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I think I was making $1.25 an hour.
Damn.
No.
Yes, and then people would tip so shittily, or people. I had this one guy. He would tell me, "I'm gonna put $1 bills on the table. Every time you make a mistake, I will take one away."
I remember you saying.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
and he would take one away, and at the end, I had like $2 or $3 left, and I was like, honestly, I don't care for the tip anymore.
Yeah, don't even.
I don't.
That's so degrading to
yes.
do that to
Yeah,
somebody.
because how many
Dehumanizing,
mistakes did you
too.
possibly even make for him to take away
Exactly.
$17?
Right.
I think this is one time he said, "You took 1 minute too long to bring me soy
Wow.
sauce," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "I can't do this anymore." So,
But that also just means like that's what he's used to doing.
Yeah.
Like imagine how many
Yeah.
people he's done that to,
I know, right?
and
I'm
like just feels no remorse for. Like he probably feels like that's like
That's
he's owed that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's just
I
normal.
feel like he has just going on a really big power trip. I don't know
Mhm.
why, but I'm like, it's oh, that is little dick syndrome right there, or something like that. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, that man. But yeah, that's one of my horror stories.
Yeah. My first job was really just an internship, and I worked with seniors
Mhm.
and elderly people.
I don't know why I thought high
Insane.
school seniors for a second.
No, like
old
senior,
people.
like old
Yeah,
people.
I do remember that too. Yeah.
And you get to a stage in life that I cannot wait to be at, and they're great people, but I guess as you age, you lose this essence of just caring about what people
I
think.
think they turn
for
childlike
sure.
again.
It's
Yeah.
definitely they turn childlike again, and like I've seen like elderly people nearly like fist fight.
Wow.
Like
Them
Like-
elderly people be banging.
They be
in that motherfucking retirement home. They get their freak on. For real. And I'm like, what fuck?
I actually
You know the highest rates of STIs is like in
It's,
retirement homes.
yeah.
Oh my
Really?
God.
Because
be
they just
banging all day.
Yeah, especially because they just go around and like they're all into
They're
there's
home
nothing
all the
else to do.
time.
It's not like, oh, I'm bored. Like a lot of them
There's too
don't
much
drive and stuff
going
anymore.
on in my
True.
imagination right now. Like, can we switch over?
And then
We're just
also,
rubbing against each other.
I mean, they're very experienced.
yeah,
Not
Ew.
the very experience.
By that
Oh
age.
my God.
They've lived.
I don't think I've ever had a job though where I had to do a full-on customer service. I mean, like I got paid to stand in front of a bookstore in college,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
these
Look
guys
how
would just come and stand and stare at me like I was some exhibit.
We're proud of you.
They were just
Yeah.
Working.
Exactly. On campus. It was
I,
very cute. And then she would just be like,
I would just be like, put your bags down. Yeah, I never went back though,
yeah.
and I was just like,
That was
I'm
a cute
over it.
little thing.
It was a
though.
cute little thing. It
Little
made me a nice
co-op.
little dollar while I was first few weeks of class, and then I gave up. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. That's some things aren't for me, and that's okay. I don't think I've actively. I don't think I actively like worked while I was going through university, but that was more so because I lived in the dorms, and the only
Yeah.
places I could have worked
Were there
realistically
Was on campus.
was on campus.
Yeah.
And I am just like I have friends who did have campus jobs,
Yeah.
and I was not working on like a campus job. Like I did little stuff here or there, like small, like paid internships and all that other stuff. But I don't know
She
that
was building that resume.
that felt more like schoolwork than
Yeah,
actual. Like, and of
job.
course it was paid, so technically yes, it was a job. But like, I don't know. To me, it didn't feel. None of my positions have been where I was focused or had to cater to other people, which is why you guys all have such good people skills and like customer service skills because you guys have constantly had to deal with people. And I have always had a job where I've had to be forceful and mean with people. Like that is the way you do it.
You're still good with
Yeah.
people, though.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've been sociable, like even
But like being
outside of that.
sociable to somebody you don't have to be sociable to
Yes,
is
it's
a different story
That's
than
true.
like
That
I
is
can
true.
talk to people I want to talk to. In working in like a waitress, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be nice to every person that comes into
Yeah,
that place.
that's true.
Or like working with the bakery.
Yeah.
You everybody that you talk to and that comes in to contact with you, you have to be some level of nice to them.
Yes.
And
if you want to buy
I
something.
yeah, and I am not that interested
And being that nice.
and being that nice to the point where I just do not think that I would be able to make a sale.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Speaking of customer service,
Mm-hmm.
and you made me think about like college. My first job was customer service based, and it was at Home Depot, and it was during college. That was my first job.
What a
Lasted
time. At
3 months, y'all. 3
It was only 3 months?
I felt like it was like 3 years.
It felt much
happened
longer.
there?
But also, this was during COVID time, and my mom got really sick around that time.
Mhm.
So I ended up quitting because of a lot of those reasons. But before that, my God, did I fucking hate it. But the main reason I hated, and some of you will know, if you know anything about any, like Home Depot, Lowe's, any store like that, there's a lot of older men contractors, and most of them, not all of them, but most of them have a very specific personality, particular personality. And a lot of these men will just go in to look at the women. So it was literally just like a flirting fest every single day. 6 a.m. on the dot, you got men coming in just talking you up.
Sir, please buy your paint and leave.
Offering things, asking for your number. I have had one too many experiences there that have just like, like I get shivers, and that's
Yeah.
and that has
So
happened to me in not every single job, but 3 of my jobs out of
Didn't
the
you
4
have
that
that?
I've had, and it's just it sucks because you're being objectified, you're being sexualized, and you're just trying to do a job, and you can't say anything, you can't say what you want. You just gotta smile and look pretty, and that's the other thing. They'll tell you you gotta smile, you gotta look pretty.
Oh my gosh.
You know, but I literally have gotten like chased down the aisle from someone that was
Oh my
like
God.
so desperately wanted my number, and I was like, no, I'm sorry, I'm getting off shift, I gotta go, whatever. Chased me down the aisle to find me. I made it to the break room. They chased me into the break room, and it was to the point where someone who was there, like, there was one person by the lockers, and they looked at me because I ran in there, and they were like, whoa, were you good? And I was like, hey, like, please tell them I'm not here. Like, please, please, please. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, there's someone after me. Like, please tell them I'm not in here. And surely enough, he came inside looking around.
Oh my
And then the guy was like,
God.
bro,
What a
like, you
creep.
can't be in here. Like, this is a break room. Like,
the customer went into the break room.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes. He didn't make it to the lockers
scary.
because he got stopped.
Yeah.
It's because at that Home Depot, and I think it's like most of them, the bathrooms are right by
yeah.
the locker,
Oh
by the
my
break room.
God.
Yeah.
So yes, it was very easy for him to get in there. And I've also had like marriage offers and like men being like, "Hey, I want you to marry my
Wait,
son."
were you underage at this time?
No, I was in college.
Oh, I was gonna say. I was like, oh my god.
No. I was in
I
And
don't
college.
you're
really
acting
care,
like
though.
that would
Yeah.
stop people.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So-
Either way, it's
No.
gross.
I think around this time I was probably like 19. I was
Mhm.
probably like 19. But yeah, no, literally like a man was like, "Hey, I have a son. He's this and that, and like he's very attractive." And he
That's a Russian. Sorry, turned Russian.
That's how he talked. He pulled out his phone, dialed him up, and he had him on the phone. He's like, "Talk to him right now." And then
Oh.
I'm like, "No, I'm okay, sir." And then you could hear his son on the line like, "Hello, hello," and I'm like, "Oh no." And he was like, "What do you want? I buy you whatever you want. Ferrari? You want Ferrari? I buy you Ferrari."
What
And I was
the
like,
fuck?
I'm okay. I was like, I'm sorry. I don't have a license. I can't drive. He's like, that's fine. That's no problem.
I buy you chauffeur.
No, but it was, and like that was a funny moment, but it was still scary.
scary.
Because that man was very serious. And he was like,
Yeah.
name your price, essentially. And there was just multiple of those types of experiences. And those types of experiences followed me in, like I said, most of my jobs. So
I
I hate working, especially with customers.
think it's a shame. I think all of us have had a really creepy story with someone that we worked
Yeah.
with or a customer. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary as fuck to be a woman, honestly.
It
It
is.
is.
And not to mention, like, I worked at a children's clothing store, and I'm talking like baby clothes and children's clothes, like elementary school children. And there was like this one time where a father walked in with his toddler, his son, and he literally starts flirting with me, and he's like, "Oh, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful."
Oh my
da-da-da-da."
God.
And then a second later, he gets a phone call. It's his wife on the phone.
That's
Hey, babe,
insane.
what size am I buying? Because he's
bold.
shopping for clothes for his son that he's with
Oh my God.
At the
That's
children's
nasty.
store.
at the children's clothing store.
I had a customer like that at CVS. He would come and he had a wedding ring on. He was a very short man. And I was like, he would be flirting. He's like, "Oh, like, do you have a boyfriend?" And by the time I had a promise ring for my boyfriend, I would wear it on my ring finger.
Yeah.
And I wore it. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm married." And he was like, "Oh, you're so young." And I made up a whole story like, "Yeah, I was married young." And
For lore.
Yeah, I
It's
was
crazy that you have to do that.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
was like, "It's okay." Like, and I was telling him he was in the military, stuff like that. He goes, "Oh, so he's far away, so me and you can get together."
Oh my god.
And I'm
the
like,
audacity.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Isn't that a wedding ring on your finger?" And he was like, "Yeah, but she's not here right now."
Oh.
That's disgusting.
yes, it is.
Disgusting.
Yes, it is.
That is disgusting.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Well, to switch the topics from weirdos into a different section
Type
of
of
weirdos.
horror.
Yeah. So at my first job, my first job was actually doing something close to the bakery, but
Mhm.
it wasn't that serious and it was only for a few months. So I eventually started working at a bakery and I enjoyed it very much. I made a lot of my close friends there. It was really, really fun. But this one time, and we would work like afternoon shifts. So we would do like 3 to 9 or whatever. So it kind of goes late, a little bit late. One night, this couple walks in. And usually during the nighttime, that's when we start to clean up. We start to wash dishes and all that other stuff. And this couple walks in and it's me and my other friend. And so we're standing there because we have like, we probably have 30, 45 minutes before we're going to start like, closing up and all that and whatnot. And the couple walks in and they're trying to get a small cake. So they're getting a small cake and then they want us to write on the cake, like they want to write happy birthday or something like that and whatnot. And so I go to write down on the cake and my friend is standing there and sometimes customers make small talk. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're making small talk and I'm listening because like the distance of where I'm sitting down to write on this cake versus my friend that's standing at the counter is very minimal. So I can hear what's going on. So the girl goes first and she's like, "Oh my god, like you guys look so close, like you guys would be perfect for the business that we run." And she's like, "Oh, like what are you talking about, like what do you guys do?" You know, like casual. You don't think anything of it. You think somebody's just telling you like you should work for them or whatever. And they're like, they give weird hints. They're like, "We work in a basement, we have a big group of people, we like."
They were trying to take you.
Yes.
This is not the
And
story I
the
thought it
minute
was
that I
gonna
heard
be.
basement, I was automatically like red flags. I'm like at this
Sorry,
point.
where?
Usually I take my time when I'm writing on a cake because I want it to
Yeah.
look nice and pretty. And at this point, I'm like moving super fast because I'm like I need them to go.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Yes, because the more that they are having this conversation, like they start asking personal questions. They're like, "Do you stay around here? And what time do you guys get off?" And
Oh my God.
that
that's
was throwing
creepy.
red flags. And she's the type
No.
of person, like, she gets laughy and nervous in situations like that. So she'll start laughing. And you know, sometimes people take that as like
Yeah,
she's
like a
into
good
this
thing.
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like, I have to hurry up because I don't know what the heck is going on. So I'm like, okay, I'm rushing to write on this cake and then I'm trying to box it up and whatnot. And then they proceed, they're like, yeah, we work in a basement. We have like this big group of people that work with
Whoa.
us. And they were like, every now and then we go to like these rallies and they were like, we like dark atmospheres and like basically the ambiance was giving like scary and cult vibes. And then like when I was done and I was trying to move her out of the way because she's over there like carrying the conversation. I'm like, girl, this is time for them to go bye-bye. So I'm like, oh, here you go. I come in and I completely like mid stuff. I'm like, oh, here's what the cake looks like.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it looks good. And they're like, do you want to take our business cards? Like, both of you guys can have one.
Do you want to come with
Do
us?
you want to come with us to the
Yeah.
basement?
Oh my God.
With a bunch of people? What were they working in? A factory in the
Dude,
1920s?
their
Like,
attire
why
was
are
so
there?
weird. Like, they looked like they I don't know. It looked like they hadn't changed in a while, and they looked beat up. And I'm like, and I'm not gonna lie, the bakery that we worked at, the cakes are not cheap. Like even the
Them
smallest
things are
size cake is
expensive.
like
They were-
$30 something,
yeah.
and
What
that's
were
a
they
super small
selling
cake.
in that basement?
I don't know, girl. It was creepy, but they were like, what time did you guys get off so we can go today, like tonight?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
They were
no,
making
like,
iPhones down there.
I was like, oh no, we have to clean up, even though we had already cleaned up. But I was like, oh my god, we have to mop the floors, we have to wash all the dishes.
We work overnight. We don't get off till
never leave, actually.
We never
live
leave.
here.
Live here. I never leave.
It was so creepy. And so I was like, no. And I was like, no. We have so much to clean up and there's so much to do. And it's going to take us a long time. And you guys would probably have to wait a while. And they were like, you know what? Well, here's our business cards. And if you guys ever change your mind, like, please contact us and, like, please come see us. And I was like, oh
I'd
my
be
God.
afraid to touch those business cards. Like, what you
This
put on
like
it?
laced
I
with
put them in the trash
something.
immediately. I didn't even look at them. I was like, girl, give me that. And I literally dumped. I was like, I'm not about to mess with these crazy people.
What
Like,
the
oh,
fuck?
heck no.
Also, you don't start a job offer with, do you want to come work in the basement?
Yeah, basement.
What makes you think
You-
like people that's inviting to people?
Well,
Like,
girl,
to
they could
the
have
You
basement?
could have
Wow.
called it
What's
anything
happening
else,
else?
even if they did work in the basement. You say,
Yeah.
they work in the lower level.
Yeah.
Why are we
Basement?
calling it?
Like,
Do you want to come work in a basement with a bunch of other people? It's not the most enticing sentence you want to hear in a
Yes.
job offer.
Oh my god! So we checked them out, everything, and then they try to hang around. So at this point, it's like 8:45, and we close at 9. So we're like ready to go. But I told her we're taking our time today. I don't care if we leave at 10. I don't care if everybody's
For your
gone.
safety.
Yes, because I was like, I don't know. Sometimes when people hang around like that, they want to see what car you get into or
Yeah.
follow you home
Yeah.
or whatever
to
the case
tag
may be, right?
you.
So I was like, yeah, no.
And they also say if something like that happens and you feel like somebody is following you, don't drive directly home.
Yes.
Like,
I would
go
like, take a
around
different
and-
route or pretend like you're going somewhere else where
Uh-huh.
it's like highly crowded or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna see you because that's creepy stuff.
Yeah.
Because then you can also like track him, like, hey, this car's been taking all the same turns that I've been taking, and that's weird. I don't know why they need to
Yeah.
circle a Krispy Kreme 20 times.
That's true. This is so off note. I'm sorry, but that just reminded me of like, I be feeling like I get followed so much. I know I'm not, but it's just funny because when I take the kids to school in the morning and when I pick them up in the afternoon, so I go to 2 schools. So I have a sibling in high school and one in middle school. It is so funny because so many of us take the exact same route, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, this car is following me every single turn." Turns out we're all going to the same school. Like we'll drive to the high school, pick up our kids, and then drive all together, take the same lights, the same turns, the same shortcuts, all just to get to the other school. And I'm just like, "This car's
Jack's
following
like,
me," and
there's
I'm like,
so
"Oh."
many people following me to this school at school pickup
I
time.
remember
literally-
I did this to a car. I was driving from back to all the way down south. So it was like a whole hour drive, and I remember I was following the same car, and I'm like, they think they think I'm following them home. It was like 1 a.m.
Oh my god!
And that car, I think they were so scared. They kept making turns and like quick turns.
Nicole's
Yeah,
merging
'cause-
lanes. I'm going behind them. Merge left, merge right.
She's like, well, this is my turn, so I have to follow you.
Because at first they were using their turn signals, but
Yeah.
they weren't making the turn signals. They were making erratic turns. And I'm like,
Oh
what's wrong with them?
Somewhere on the internet, there's a dash cam footage on Nicole's car. And
She's on the next door app somewhere. Like, beware.
this car and this lady.
And at the time, I didn't know you're supposed to like keep a distance, so I was kind of close to the back of them.
Oh my god!
And then they were so scared, and I think it was getting close to our neighborhood. I'm like, they're living in the same neighborhood as me, and they literally drove to the other side of the road so I
Yeah.
can pass. And it was only a 2-way.
Imagine
Oh,
our
So they
neighbors.
literally like went over to the opposite road, coming like the onward traffic, and they just stopped for me to pass. And I'm like,
They're like,
The
"Oh."
road.
I'm not trying to follow
That's
you.
such a scary move for them to
Yeah.
pull. They must have been
Yeah,
terrified for
I
them to
think
pull that
so.
move because I've been on the road to your house, Nicole,
Yeah.
and it's
dark.
It's dark and it's narrow
No
too.
street lights.
So to pull over to the side, they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, I'm about to get traffic
Yeah.
hit tonight."
And what's funny is I saw them going behind me, and I was like, "Girl, see, I'm not trying to stalk you, ho. We just live in the same area. The fuck."
I could just imagine like Nicole getting mad and then being like, "What is your
problem?
problem?
Yeah.
And they're like, what's your problem? You've been following me for so many lights or
what do you
whatever."
mean?
She's like, "Oh,
I'm like, "Oh, wait a second.
okay.
Oh,
Well,
sorry, I
yeah.
scared you."
Turns out your neighbors."
Yeah.
You guys all have such crazy horror stories from your jobs. I work from home.
Nice.
So I
Love that for you.
currently don't have those big of a horror stories. My horror stories are more your average regular workday horror stories.
yeah.
No one's following me home except for maybe my nephew when he was there
Yeah.
with us. He might have followed me home a few times.
That's funny.
From my bed to my computer desk. But no, I've worked from home since college ended.
Yeah.
And I think even
yeah.
technically in college, COVID happened while we were in
Yeah, that's
college.
true.
So
Yeah.
my internships were all also online
Yeah.
at that point. And like in college, because of COVID, no
Yeah.
one really.
Oh yeah.
It was
She
college.
never
That
got
was
to
it.
experience the weirdos that
Yeah.
on the
I didn't
outside
get-
world.
I need you to
Experience
get
with
a job
weirdos.
just for the funsies of
Yeah,
experiencing
we
The
need you to
fun
share
funsies
stories.
or the
I-
horrors.
I deal with regular weirdos without the job aspects, so like I am okay with not having the
She's like, I
weirdos
get
tied to
weirdos.
the payment.
Mm-hmm.
That's
No.
true.
Because, and I do think that we are lucky enough that in those situations, like I think about how there are some people who are working those jobs with the weirdos
And they can't.
and they literally can't leave because
Yep.
they have kids to feed and they
Yeah.
have all of these big real responsibilities.
Yeah.
Not to say that we don't have big real
yeah.
responsibilities, but like
Mhm.
It
this
a
is their
privilege to be
livelihood.
able to
Yeah.
be like, no,
Like I don't need to do it. I don't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can attest to that because the 3 jobs, I ended up leaving all 3 for mostly those reasons.
Mhm.
Other reasons mixed in, but the major factor, especially, I also worked at Walmart and I was developing a stalker. I don't even know if I told you about that, but there's this one man
Mm-hmm.
who, just random shift I was working, like he just came up to me and he was like, hey, like you're so beautiful. Like, let me get your number. Like,
I
please, like,
remember
let me
this
take you on a date.
story.
Let me take you on a date. And I was like, no, I'm sorry, sir. Like, I'm working. Like, I'm not interested. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I thought it was a one and done deal. Because again, it has happened so much. I'm just so used to it that I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna say no, move on, keep it moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
He started coming in, and of course, like Walmart's like a grocery store, so like, yes, I'm gonna see some of these people, but he started coming in at my exact schedule. He would follow my routes.
Oh my
He would like
God.
show up, and there was this like one time specifically that he came up behind me and was like mad close, and I don't think he got to touching me, but he was very close to grabbing me, and I was just like, no. So I had to get my manager, and I was like, listen, this happened, I'm really uncomfortable, like I just made a whole report, like I had to go back to the security. He was like, all right, tell me when it happened so I could pull it up on the camera footage, but like because it was so in the moment and I was like kind of like shocked, like I didn't remember the time, so I couldn't give him exact like time stamped, but I was like, it was in this aisle at this around this time, and like I ended up quitting soon after because I just got really scared.
Yeah.
Because
I-
you don't play
I
about stuff
remember-
like that.
yeah, and
Especially sometimes workplaces don't even take it serious.
yeah.
I was really glad that they did that day though, because I think my manager, like, she could tell how like freaked out I was by it, and it was also because he got angry. I remember that's what like got me nervous, was because he got really angry that I was
Yeah.
like, no, like leave me alone.
That's
And
terrifying.
he was mad and he was gonna put his hands on me, and that's where I was like, but it was the freaking baby like aisle, like all the baby
my
stuff.
What the
God.
fuck?
And I'm like, dude, and it's not really like a frequently visited aisle, so like, and at whatever time it was, like there was just no one there, so no one was
Yeah.
passing by. So I was like, oh my god.
People who can't take no for an answer are so scary. Like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you? No is
Yeah.
no. The
And
fuck?
there was no direct camera into the aisle.
Oh my god.
So when the guy
God.
was like looking at the security footage, he was like, okay, I can only get this aisle, so we just had to see when he like exits or like goes in.
Yeah.
But he couldn't see like the actual aisle. So I was like, okay,
Wow.
great.
Crazy.
Like, I can't see what happened.
You would have thought that they had.
Yeah.
You know, Walmart. You would have thought that they had cameras
Yeah.
covering
Especially
everything.
the baby aisle where the expensive formula is.
Yeah.
But it
Interesting.
wasn't the formula aisle.
But
It was,
baby
like, the
stuff
one,
in
like,
general
right
is just
but yes,
expensive.
yeah, but
Something like
there
that,
was like no
wow.
like direct shot.
Wow.
But yeah, that sure was scary.
I had an older man who thought the aliens were gonna come and grab him.
Did he have a tinfoil hat on and shit too?
Girl,
The
I don't
classic.
know.
Did they come and
Don't
grab
know.
him?
And,
Have you seen him?
I didn't see the aliens.
got him.
Gosh.
Oh.
He said that the aliens
I haven't
were.
seen him since.
Said they were coming through his. They were gonna come through the roof and grab him.
Oh,
and
through the
Really?
roof.
he called the
There's
police.
a movie on that.
He called the police,
Oh.
and they were like, and we were like,
Wait, how did you know this man? I'm so confused.
at my job.
Oh.
This is a senior job. The senior.
Like he lived there. He
Yeah.
lived in, he
Lord.
lived in the residence
Yeah.
Yeah.
place.
I would feed into it.
No,
Oh my god.
I would.
yeah.
I'd be like, we're
You
gonna
can't.
protect you. We're gonna build a fort.
I'm not doing
A
this.
secret,
aluminum
secret
cone
fort.
hat.
You have
You're
to
gonna be protected.
contact them. Ready?
I would have so much fun with the lure.
No.
I'd be like, yeah, they're coming.
I was just
I
confused
saw them yesterday.
because we didn't know why the police were there. We were
Yeah.
just like,
Oh,
When
that
I
is
used to-
that though.
I used to work at CVS. I would lie all the time about my life because I remember this one lady. She would come in all the time. She was like, she would buy a bunch of candy, and now she was like, "Oh, I shouldn't eat all this candy." And I was like, "Really?" Because I have diabetes. And she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I was like, "Yeah, I wish I could eat candy, but I can't." She's like, "Are you getting better?" And I was like, Yeah, I take medicine. I've been feeling all
That
right.
shit is weird, Nicole.
That's weird. Because I wanted her to shut up about, I shouldn't eat this candy.
So
Bitch,
you
buy
jump
it.
straight to diabetes.
I don't know what the hell is wrong. I'm like, bitch, buy the candy
How
or
do you
not.
come up with lies like that?
On
Oh
the
my
spot.
God. And then she can like carry on a whole story about
Nicole be
it.
bored at work.
When I worked at CVS, I didn't give a fuck. Also at my current job, people ask me like, "Are you married?" I go, "Yeah, I am." They're like, "How long?" "Oh, 4 years, and then some change." "Oh, I met him in middle school."
I've got 2
da.
kids. I have
Scary
crazy.
One time I had
I actually live in Tallahassee, and I just fly to work.
One time I had a big lunch. I was like rubbing my stomach while in the room with the
Oh, I
patient.
remember you telling me
And then
this.
she was like, "Oh my God, how many months along are you?" And I was like, I didn't have the heart to tell her, like, "Girl, I just ate." But I was like, "Oh, I'm like 4 months." She goes, "Oh." But I'm like, what if she comes back again? I don't have the child. She asked me, I'm like,
Well,
what
you're
are you
not gonna
talking
bring your child
about?
to work.
Bad.
She wouldn't know that.
Aborted, sorry.
Oh, like,
my
sorry,
God,
didn't want
Jack.
it. Anyway,
You carry so little.
I know, right?
I mean, honestly, if she did like ask for an update,
And
why are
they're-
you asking? That's rude.
Right, I'm like,
give her
that's
the most
so rude.
traumatizing response.
I think one time someone did ask me about my marriage, and I was like, what marriage? They're like, last time you told me you were married. And I was like,
Not
that's
they
how-
catching you in the lie. Oh no, we divorced. Actually, got a new one.
Yeah, that was 2 husbands ago.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God.
You know, with the other baby.
Oh my God. Speaking
He's got
about
the kids.
relationships.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. So speaking about relationships,
Uh-huh.
this is a crazy story that I've had at the 3.5 to 4 year job.
Uh-huh.
So basically, hopefully he doesn't watch this, but
Hey.
that place that I worked at,
Okay.
he was very involved with the women that worked at that job. Like he was a very
Oh.
flirtatious.
Not the way. You had the same thought.
Could I talk about ethnicities? Like he was a white man, or that's too much?
No,
Yeah,
that's
go
fine.
go for
Okay,
it.
so he was a white man, and he was very into the Latinas. Okay,
Oh.
and we had a lot of
Oh.
we had a lot of different cultural
Latina
backgrounds
baddie.
working in that job,
Mhm.
but a lot of them were Latinas, and he loved talking to the Latinas. Oh
Yeah.
my God, he was like, oh my, and he had a girlfriend at home. Just so y'all know, okay, perspective.
Oh,
Was she Latina?
we need the details.
He's not a bad looking guy, but he's a little short. But even in his younger ages, because he's worked there forever, like he
Uh-huh.
worked there for a little bit, then he left, then he came back, and I don't know, like he just has a thing for Latinas. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, he has a girlfriend at home. He will flirt with the people at the job, but he never did anything
Wait,
about
what?
it.
What is the girlfriend?
Huh?
Is she
You know
Latina?
what?
She's white.
Oh, she.
He wanted spice in his life.
Yes, so yes, he wanted some
Oh my
seasoning
God.
into his life. And
Wait,
so
that's so bad.
this is great cue to the next part of the
Latina.
story. So my last year working there,
Uh-huh.
this Latina lady came. Okay, so the Latina lady, she's giving, I don't remember her exact age, but she's like mid 40s, I think. But she looks kind of young, but I don't know. She did not look like his type, but it didn't start that way. So, anyways, are you okay?
Oh, I wanted to change the mic. Yeah, anyways, continue.
So, anyways, she starts off as a regular person working there, and she started him being the flirtatious man that he is. He started flirting with her too. Just so you guys have a context, and I can put a description on her. She was giving the police. She gave a hard time to everybody that worked at that job. Like when I tell you guys, like I loved everybody that worked there. We all everybody that worked at that job loved each other. I mean, like it was giving family. Like,
You and
I'm
your
kidding.
jobs.
I know.
Alright.
Me and my
Everyone just
jobs.
loves each other.
Everyone's so happy.
Community.
I know.
Y'all are.
I wanna work where
That was
Kalima
my
works.
first job though,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that again after. But anyways, so I mean, we were all like this. Okay, so she started working there. Things literally took a turn upside down because she was driving everybody crazy. She was the type of person that was like spending time. She made little things into big things, and they weren't that big of a thing. And you know, usually in a situation like this, you have a chain of command. So like I was on a supervisor level. I had another co-supervisor with me. Then we had a a director. And then if any of these people can't take care of your issue, that's when you escalate it to other people. Okay.
Yeah.
So she completely skipped chain of command. She just enjoyed going to him, and I think she got excited. And also So she would go straight to him. She would completely skip chain of command. And because of this, she would spend so much time in his office. He never went to the floor.
Ooh.
But you saw that man on the floor every day after that point when she started working there. Like, they were like this. They would get close. They were always laughing. I mean, they were having, and the crazy thing is, nobody liked her but him.
Damn.
Okay? It was crazy.
Oh.
This also has nothing to do with the story, but at some point she tried to take my job. She was trying to frame me for some crazy.
No,
she was
literally.
trying to frame me for some crazy stuff because she wanted to elevate herself so bad, and there
Oh
was
my
no.
God.
You know how certain times a company will create a position for you because they want to promote you because
Yes.
Yeah.
there's like no way like you fit in a way where they
Yes.
promote you in a current role, but they want you to get promoted. And they want,
Yeah.
we didn't have any of that at the time, and she like at that point at some point because she was kissing butt, like she became a lead.
She was
And
kissing
the,
literal
yeah,
butt.
the vice
In the office.
In the office.
In the back room.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, y'all don't even want to know.
Were they making noises in the office?
Look, I had a humongous office, okay? I had a humongous office, and because she didn't have anywhere to go when she was a lead, we gave her a little spot in the corner in my office because I literally had
that's fine.
such a big,
In the corner?
ginormous office in that place. And one time I went on vacation and I was out on PTO, and I came back and everybody and their mama was telling me they was doing the deed in my office. Yes, that dude. It
Ew.
was disgusting.
I would have
Every
quit
God.
that day.
Yeah, no,
Wait,
it-
but did they still work there?
yes. Okay, wait. Let me get there. Yeah, it was, and I'm telling you guys, like, this escalated so fast.
This
Like,
goes beyond just like weird work. That's a federal crime, I think. That's like a
Yeah.
violation.
you know what
That
the crazy
is.
thing is? Like, that's like, dude, you know what kind of title you're holding, and you're
The
now
pay
you hold
she
over
really
her.
wanted that promotion.
Real
No.
babe.
Or
Yeah, but
more.
she didn't get that because I was close with
But-
everybody, and not that biased the investigation in any way, but I had evidence. Like, you know how when you take
On
a
her
picture with the blue light. Oh no, girl! I wiped on everything, and then
Why is it sticky?
I had asked the cleaning lady, which I was so close with too. I was like, "Girl, like we're cleaning in here," and I wear like 2 pairs of gloves, and I was like, "I don't care. Like I am not."
They
I don't
was
feel
all
comfortable."
over
But
your
why
desk.
your
I just
know
office?
it.
Because she gave her the corner, remember?
Yes.
They were sharing the space.
So that day, because we would do a lot of
Her
like
office,
potlucks
too.
and stuff. Okay, so we celebrated
Ew.
birthdays and we did a lot of potlucks. And at that week, it was somebody's birthday, but I wasn't there. And oh no, they did Thanksgiving. I'm tripping.
Okay.
They did Thanksgiving that week.
Don't trip.
And I would always close the door when I was eating because I'm like, I'm on my lunch. Like I don't care
Yeah,
nobody
don't
about
talk
that,
to
right?
me.
Don't talk to
She, I guess, I don't know, maybe because she knew the homeboy was there. He's got a title. She closes the door. Nobody's gonna question it. I don't know. And they took that time to do whatever they needed to do. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Allegedly. Let me stop.
Allegedly.
People need to start having affairs the normal way. Go book a hotel room or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Like, why in the office at work?
Well, I
That's
think it
nasty.
like me over here. I think it adds to the suspense.
That is
aspect.
dis-
like
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're like, oh, we're doing something we're not supposed to.
Yeah, it's just spicy.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
weird,
yeah.
bro.
I just
But-
feel like it can't
It
be
adds
that
to-
comfortable.
It's not, but I mean,
Probably not.
girl.
Just probably the adrenaline they feel or something
Yeah.
like that. Getting off.
By
on
the
that.
time
Ugh.
you're like, ugh, we gotta go put the effort in to go somewhere. Like,
why just do it on a break?
Well, hey, Jack, if
Dude, I don't know,
he
they were
liked
weird.
Latino women, maybe that's the same guy who was in the
No,
wall.
I doubt it. He doesn't stay
Girl.
around here. And I won't stay where he stays because that's too much information. But anyway, so
he could have
they-
been one of the many.
Oh.
they got really, really close. And at some point when they got really close, oh my God, like, okay, so we worked. I feel like I don't want to give too many details. If this goes to the wrong audience, they might say some stuff.
Is
Anyway,
this story about me?
they got super, super close. And
Yeah.
eventually he got really into the things that we did in our department. And then all of a sudden he started to care. He was like, oh my God, after like 57 years of working at this place, he did not care about what went on in the aspect of what we did for our work, but all of a sudden he cared, and he was so nitpicky because she was so nitpicky. It was bad. It was to the point where people were so miserable, like they wanted to quit. Like it was so bad.
Damn.
And people that have been working there for 20, 30 years, and that's horrible. Anyways,
Yeah.
fast forward, let's say 4 months in, there was this other girl that worked in a different department, and she wanted her to come into our department. And guess what? So we had the sheriff. Now we had mini deputy. Okay, deputy entered the chat, and it
God
got
damn.
worse. And guess what?
Whole police force. is in it.
Homeboy liked her too, and so he was
The
very
same
gracious
Latina
with-
baddie.
the Latina baddies deputy.
Ah.
He was very gracious
Ah.
with Latina
The
baddies
plot
deputies.
thickens.
Yes, and so
Ooh.
at this point we're thinking it's like a 3-way relationship because it's giving that.
Whoa. That's some
It's giving that
freaky
because at
shit.
some point, and I'll get into it, the girl had to leave. I'm just gonna say she had to leave, and then homegirl's deputy wanted to take her position as a lead,
Dang.
and things got more
was
spicier.
messy.
Yes,
Wow.
girl, it was bad. And things got more spicy with her and the guy because now homegirl's gone.
Yeah.
And she wanted that other position and she ended up getting it, but
Damn.
she was a pain in the butt too. So yeah, that was a lot. And
I cannot imagine showing up to work and like every day is like something like that.
Yes.
That's so
And
intense.
then even, oh my god, okay, so Valentine's Day came around, right? And this is like in the beginning of when they first started getting spicy. And homegirl, oh my god, so his girlfriend LinkedIn messaged my
Not
name
through
drop.
LinkedIn.
Oh.
Homegirl even knew my name.
Oh
I don't know
my
this lady. The lady
God.
doesn't work here. She's just a girlfriend of the guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
She's
God.
like, hey, like, I just want to let you know, homegirl's trying to take Kalima's job. She didn't. She butchered my name,
Oh.
but we knew she was talking about me. The
Respect.
way she, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she let him know, and he told me, and he probably wasn't supposed to tell me, but he told me
Yeah.
I was into the tea, okay. So he told me this, and then she was also trying to get somebody else's job. If she couldn't get mine, she was gonna get this other person's job, and I was like, oh my god. And at the same time, he was like, she was trying to get information from saying, hey, does he have a girlfriend by the name of blah blah blah? He's telling me he doesn't have a girlfriend, and I don't understand what's going on. Can you tell me? And obviously my director is not going to get in the middle of whatever this weird stuff is, so he sent it straight to HR because he's like, this is y'all's business. Y'all need to take care of it.
Me
That's
too.
what
Oh my
God.
They were playing super sleuth. They
Yeah.
were like, this is like outside of my jurisdiction.
Yes.
HR was having a field day with
They
them.
were, dude,
What?
but they didn't do anything about it. They were not acting about it. Maybe because they were intimidated at the fact that it was.
Maybe.
How much can you say?
Oh,
That's
they're-
how
yeah,
bad
that's-
it is,
yeah.
though. Like that's when you really
Yes.
gotta.
Or also,
Yeah.
they might have been building a case.
True.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's true.
Like, because
Nah,
if they're
probably
that if they're that high of a level,
Yeah.
then
It's
Scary. I think
It-
you probably
it
have
does
to get
depend.
higher
That is
higher
true.
ups involved.
Yeah,
Because it's
like
not
you-
like a regular employee issue. It's like
yeah, at
That's
that
bad. That's
Yeah.
messy. Everyone's involved there, though. So I guess maybe that's also the problem because
It's
there's so many
everyone-
people involved.
it's really hard to
Yes.
pick apart.
Yeah.
So
And then-
And it's telephone.
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
It's
no.
he said, she
and
said.
She messaged
Yeah.
multiple times over the course of like a few months because she was like she liked him and she kept telling him like I want you to take me back, like forget about her, whatever, blah blah blah.
Damn.
But she was a little old and crunchy, so you know guys are weird. They're always gonna go for the younger person. Like they don't want older people. So, anyways, fast forward. Valentine's Day comes. She sends flowers to the girlfriend, girlfriend at home.
Uh-huh.
She sends flowers to the job, and everybody
Wow.
thinks that he got flowers for
the
homegirl.
girl.
And guess what? So she goes on break and she takes her lunch in his office. Okay, she goes. She sees the
thinks
flowers.
it's for
Oh my
her.
God.
Oh my god, she was not happy about that.
Oh,
Homegirl
she
at
knew they
work,
weren't for her.
Yeah, because she read it and it was
Oh.
like baby boy, like take me back. I want to live back with
Oh.
you.
Imagine she's like walking
Ooh.
up to like,
Yeah, and you know
Oh.
everybody kept messing around with him, like the other managers. They were like, "So who sent you flowers?" Because everybody and their mama knows what's going on. Okay, and he
That's
would
the
not
level of
answer.
petty
Everyone's
that I would be.
invested, yeah.
Everyone was like, ooh,
Answer. He would just smile.
what
and just
nice
stare at everybody.
flowers.
How awkward is that? Like,
Wow.
brother, I was no. Oh my god, that was so weird, and everybody knew about what was going on.
That's crazy.
So, yeah,
But they made it everyone's business.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can't even be mad there.
Yeah. And so anyways, homegirl moves in really quickly. He doesn't waste any time. And then they get married within 9 months.
What?
He
Whoa.
went to I will name where she's from because then I don't want to have too much contacts out there. But he goes to homegirl's hometown. They go back over there
Uh-huh.
and they get married.
Ah.
Wow.
So had a lot of information. He was Mr. T-Man like that. Man was always
I was like, let me tell you what I found out.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
Yeah. It was.
Oh,
it was
I've
a
got an
lot.
update for you.
Yeah,
He
it
was
crazy.
the OG gossip girl.
Yeah, no, literally.
He was, and I got all the tea. Like it was.
Khalid was like, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I wasn't because I had all the tea. I had the scoop
Yeah.
and everything, and I was like, oh my god! Like even one of the people that I worked really close with, that I was really close with, she
Uh-huh.
spotted them at Sam's, and they were buying pillows, and she took a picture of them, and she was
Now
like,
she took a picture. Wow.
They posted at the work bulletin board.
Printed out, blasted.
she's taller
It's
than
sitting
him.
in the
So
memo.
picture looked so funny. It looked so funny.
Oh my
And
God.
That's
to
so
give you
crazy.
context, he gives Lord Farquaad vibes.
Oh.
In what way though?
Like
Like
Lord-
short,
yes.
looks, hair.
Everything.
Kind of facial features too. He didn't have black hair,
No offense to the short kings, but anyways, yeah.
Lord
though. And she was way
Farquaad.
taller than him. It was really weird.
Honestly, being compared
Maybe
to Lord
he wanted to
Farquaad
climb that ladder. I don't
in
know.
any way is just
I don't know, girl.
Were you
maybe.
there?
That's what everybody was joking about. They were like,
For-
yeah, dude.
Never mind.
Would have climbed that
Okay.
free.
So, anyways, she didn't end up staying too long after that because there was a whole internal investigation going on, and she had too many complaints against her.
Oh,
wow.
And so, her, hey, you have to leave, or
Damn.
we're gonna fire you. You have to leave. And she just was like, I'm just gonna put my resignation letter in, so I don't have to deal with all that.
But she
Wow.
remained married.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
You know, she got all her things together.
Hey, she got what she wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
then
She
she
wanted
in
the end.
They're still together,
Oh
so
my gosh.
she's got to be keeping him happy some way. I don't know,
Think-
but
Oh
yeah,
Lord.
isn't that crazy?
That's too
That is
much
crazy.
in the workplace.
So
Oh
when are
my
you writing the
God.
movie? Cast the actors.
That would be a really good movie,
That
dude.
that's a movie.
Because
That is a
If I
movie.
had drama like that
Deputy
at
is
work,
still working over there, and
would-
she
Dang.
traumatizes everybody.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
Yeah. I feel bad for my home
That's actually
people that are still over there. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys.
Wow.
Y'all gotta deal with that.
Run.
Oh
Nasty,
my god.
nasty,
No,
nasty.
that
Crazy
is
story.
crazy. Yeah, no, I've never had anything that bad
Yeah.
or that
Yeah.
dramatic. I
Kalima is
guess.
was
more
fun.
gracious than I am because had I found out anybody was doing the do in the office that I had to sit in,
Allegedly.
change me. I would be
saying.
throwing hands.
Yeah.
I would immediately be like, and I wouldn't be the one to clean it. I'd be like, you need to bleach each and every one of these
Yeah.
surfaces.
But also how
Allegedly.
when you don't know.
Mhm.
So like how?
Hey, I saw a bug in our office and I just think we need to do a deep clean.
Yeah.
I had a sneaking suspicion
right?
about one of my old managers. I'm not going to say where,
Mhm.
but I remember we were damaging out stuff, and he was about to throw this something away. But then my other coworker, who will not be named, love her though. He was like, "Let me put this. Let me like. I think this lipstick will look really, really good on you. Can I put it on you?" She's like, "Yeah." And she like leaned over the counter.
Ew.
And she was like squishing her boobs to what she was doing, and he put the lipstick on her, and I'm just standing there like, what the fuck? Mind you, they're both married
Oh
to
my
different
God.
people, and I'm like, wait a
Had to clarify.
second, yeah,
Not to each other.
yeah. I was like, wait a second, what's going on? And then another time, I wasn't there. My coworker was telling me about the story, but the two of them, she was witnessing that they were doing something at the register, and she had called him daddy or something like that, and he got real quiet because they were talking. And then after she said that, and then my coworker witnessed that, she was like, "What the
Not
fuck?
here, babe.
Not in front of my
Not here,
gosh.
kitten. Later." Like, what the fuck? That shit was weird.
Oh my god.
Oh, and they were old and wrinkly and like, oh, why
Crazy,
y'all
dusty,
doing that?
busty.
That's
Damn.
crazy. You
In front
ugly,
of people is
dirty.
crazy. Like, okay, I know some people meet each other at work, whatever,
Yeah.
blah, blah, but the things that, like, there's a limit to the boundaries and stuff. Like, it's
Yes.
just weird.
Because to do it in front of people, like, you
mean,
real
that's why laws
motherfucking
exist.
bold.
Well,
Yeah.
also, sometimes I feel like people are too bored in their
Yeah.
day-to-day lives
Yeah.
that they do these things just to
Yeah.
feel something.
Yeah.
It's I was
And it's
not
I
good.
feel like we need to bring back hobbies.
Yes, because why
That's
are you trying
not
to
infidelity
Yeah.
yeah.
or public displays of
yeah.
sexual affection.
Yeah. No, it's actually crazy because I feel like I was so ignorant to that for a majority of my life. Like even through college, it wasn't until I had this conversation with a bunch of girls that were in my class and we were talking about, they were talking about how all of their dads had cheated.
What?
And then
Wow.
every single one of them. And I was like, mine hasn't.
Mine
And then they were
Cheating
like,
is way too
oh, honey, you
normalized.
just don't
Yeah.
know.
We were like,
And
no,
I'm like, no.
it's
No,
not
I
as
know.
normal as you guys
I was like,
think.
no, I know. Like, I know for sure. Like, I know.
We know for a fact.
And
it's
they were
never
just
happened.
very convinced. They're like, no, everyone does. And I'm like,
I'm like,
no,
I don't
Yeah.
think so. Like,
True
if
love
you, like,
exists.
I could tell you a lot of reasons why, but I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I know for a fact. But I'm just like, whoa, like it actually
Yeah.
is so like
Yeah,
prominent
common.
and normal.
Yeah.
And very normalized, and to the point where like everyone just accepts it as a thing. Like, it's so crazy because a lot of people don't see cheating as like a deal breaker.
Yeah, that's
And
so
I'm like,
insane to me.
whoa.
I have
kidding
some
me?
coworkers that will fuck with people that they know they have a boyfriend or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, it's okay," and I'm like, "What?
What?
You okay with being a side chick, girl? I could never. The fuck."
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, that's yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to
know.
get in
Nothing
their
can
mindset.
justify
I'm like,
that.
But
why
it
are you
is
doing that?
boredom a lot of the time, which is
Yeah,
just
it's just
weird.
weird.
Like
Like,
literally,
you
like
are
you're
at
saying,
work.
get a hobby.
Yeah, get a hobby.
Get to work.
Do your job.
Do your job.
Do something with your life. The fuck?
Yeah.
Wow. No, Kalima, I am happy that you have all of these fun
Yes.
work experiences because
Fun.
now I just feel like I'm missing out. But I will let you keep having all of these fun experiences.
For us,
you
yeah.
know?
I'd be excited to clock in actually. Like,
I'd be like, what's going on?
What's the tea?
I kept all my people informed. I was in like local newspaper. Like, have y'all heard? Have y'all heard what's going on in the streets?
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
She was
That's
the soapbox
crazy.
caller. She was the one on top of the like, hear ye,
Hear
news.
but it was only to like my very close
Yeah.
group of like people that I really enjoyed working with. Like I'm not gonna go to the random people that are working
Yeah.
everywhere.
Like,
Be
did
oh,
you
da, da,
know?
da,
Did you know?
Yeah.
I'm not trying
That
to be
is so
like
funny.
yeah. And now if they say something, that's
That's
you didn't hear from me.
Yeah,
Right?
literally.
You
I
didn't
don't
hear
know
it from
nothing
me.
about that.
so allegedly.
It was crazy though.
Well.
That was a crazy time. I won't lie. You know,
Yeah.
it was all fun and games until she tried to take my job, and then I was like, bye, Felicia. Like,
bitch.
She was
This ain't
invested
fun.
till she became a part of the story. She's like, wait.
hold up.
Me?
Yes.
About
and it
me?
was, you know,
This
and it's
story
the crazy
about
thing
us?
because she did something wrong, and I was trying to help her. And the way that I caught her is
Damn.
because she took a picture on her phone, right? And you know, when you have, well, I don't know about Androids, but for your iPhone, it has a date tag, a
Yeah.
location
Oh,
tag,
yes.
and all
The
that stuff.
timestamp.
She sent the picture to me that she sent to our
when you
boss.
save it.
Ooh.
Yes, she sent the pictures to
Oh.
my boss, who sent it to me, and I looked at the properties and I
Uh-huh.
looked at the date, and she said that I had wrote something before, and that she wasn't the one that wrote it. And when you look at the date and time, she took the picture way after whatever had been done. Like
Wow.
it's hard to explain, but
Damn.
anyways, she was like, "Oh no, like she wrote that in for me. That's not my handwriting. Blah 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 blah. Like I didn't do that." And da da da. And I was like, first of all, you missed writing this in,
Yeah.
and I did it after the fact, and I
Yeah.
always initial whatever I wrote in, so
Yeah.
people would know, like I didn't put her initials,
what is
I
it?
put mine
CYA?
initials, and I was
CYA.
yes, and I've done that in the past before, and I have notes, and I'm like, hey, there are certain things you have to get done within a specific time period, and I have to scan it in, I have to upload it to people because other people come and review that stuff
Yep.
within a 24-hour time
Document
period. And if you're
everything.
not
Yep.
here or it's past whatever, like I'm not gonna wait on you.
Yep.
And that's the regular thing that I did with everybody. Like no, I've never had
Yeah.
an issue. All my superiors were very aware of it. It's even in procedures, like it's written down. Like you can't have blank stuff. You have to have something in place of that. And it's okay if I wrote it because guess what? I put my initials and
Yeah.
I established that this was me who did it and there was nothing wrong with it. And that's how I clapped back. I sent it back to HR and I was like,
Yeah.
look at the picture.
Look at Apple doing something good for once.
I know, right?
I was not playing. I was like, girl, I don't care if I leave on my own regard, but if you're trying to take me out of my job, you're gonna need to go do that somewhere else because it's not gonna be
Right.
me.
That's
sweetie.
real
You can try somebody
shady.
else, but it's not gonna be me, and you're not gonna catch me because I know what I'm talking about, and I stood my ground and I explained everything very well and backed myself with support and evidence. And
As you
procedures and
should.
everything. Like, don't play with me.
Period.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
You just think you got somebody, so you got some sort of authority, but that's not how that works.
Ooh.
She was on a
And
power
you know
trip. Dude, she was on the biggest, fattest, juiciest power trip just because she was with that guy. Yeah, dude. She thought she was somebody.
I mean, she was somebody. She was the talk of the town.
She was.
She got what she wanted.
Yeah,
she got
sure
married and
did.
everything.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
crazy story.
Well, guys,
Interesting conversation.
was nice.
Different work lives that
what
we
are
have.
I would
Interesting.
love to hear what your perspectives are. Like, what are your nightmare stories of work or whatever?
Yeah.
Or even if you haven't worked, even if it's, I don't know, like in life
Mhm.
or little internships or what other things?
Whatnot.
School? Yeah. I feel like you
Yeah.
can have weird experiences in school too.
Oh, I got
Yeah,
a lot
sure.
of them.
We have a lot.
So we hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I hope it was spicy and juicy, and you guys had the time of your life, and you guys were sitting on the edge of your chair, like, what the heck did Mrs. Deputy do? Like, but we had fun sharing our stories, and we hope you guys enjoyed, and we
Yeah.
hope to see you in our next episode.
Which is gonna get posted next
Sunday!
Woohoo! See you there.
Bye.
Bye.